doing a traditional new game file run. So pretty much there's going to be no upgrades, nothing unlocked, nothing for nothing. It's something of a little bit of a tradition on the channel. Anytime there's a new big update, I generally like to do this. Mostly because I think it gives a little bit of a different perspective on the game. I had one person in one of the previous comments say that they could not even recognize what was happening with the game at the level I was playing. So I think that just getting a fresh start for one run here is going to be something a little bit different. I did fairly recently do a kind of full-ish playthrough of a new save file. Probably not going to be going that far this time. It's going to just be kind of figuring out what's going on with the... And as always, getting used to the fact that I don't have wall running. But yes, just kind of figuring out what the new strategy would be. Because the last time that I was doing this, I was trying to use the Assassin's Dagger, which is a decent combination and can do a lot of stuff for you. But it's not really in any way necessary to beating the game anymore. I mean, it's the fact that the bosses in general just gain resistance very quickly to Wolf Trap means that it's not nearly as good as it's been in the past for a new game run. This time, I think what I'm going to do is probably start going full on survival. There are some fairly good survival weapons, especially like the Nutcracker at the very start. If I can grab one of those, and then despite the fact that, yes, the Wolf Trap is not going to be tremendously useful, it should get me enough damage over time. Oh, didn't even know that was an achievement. And yes, please. Like old rusty sword, good old wooden shield, all not great weapons. I mean, yes, I can go for the achievement where you can get to the end of the game with, get to the end of the game with just using one of these weapons, or all of these weapons only, but come on. Oh, if I could get enough money for that, that would actually be a great get, because this is Zero Cell mode. It's been a while since I've been in Zero Cell mode, but trust me, it's not really going to be getting any, it's not really going to be getting super difficult, even if I am taking double damage. Trust me on that one. Alright, grab this, and... of course. And as much as I would like that, I was just talking about how this is the sort of weapon that I was looking for here. This is the type of thing that I really needed to... Yeah. This is the sort of weapon that I really need to have started here. And unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to... Yeah, that's pointless. That could be useful. Oh, that's the showroom entirely. Yeah, it's not just the one thing anymore. Should probably actually save up some of these, some of the stuff here. Alright, so I got Blind Faith is apparently a starting thing now. I think it's probably going to be... I mean, this is Zero Cell mode. I might as well take the YOLO mutation. Probably Dead Inside, Necromancy, and then just call it a day. Fortunately, can't re-roll anything just yet, but that will be coming up soon enough. I think I just need to get to the first boss to be able to start to get that. I'm going to definitely be saving every single one of the cells that I get just for, just to try to unlock more potion charges. If there's one thing that's going to kill me right now, I think it's probably going to be potion charges. But if I am going fully into survival, and if I do eventually decide to go for some curse chests, great. The fact that I have a survival build is going to be great. Alright, take him down. Yeah, I don't even have, like, the extra powerful stompy stomps right now. Or any of the stats that I get just from picking up weapons. It's a whole new world in a lot of ways, you know? However, getting a little bit of fire synergy, especially if I can get something on the Wolf Trap as well, is going to be quite good. Saving up a lot of money for getting upgrades to my weapons and skills is also going to be of tantamount importance. Just because there is really, you do get a pretty big increase if you are upgrading those with time. Like to say, and I am going to be looking forward to that as much as possible. All in all, I think this is going to be a pretty nice, relaxing, simple run. You know, the sort of run that you can just sit back and chill to at points in time when I actually remember that I can't climb up walls. Because it is Zero Cell mode. Ultimately, Zero Cell mode, not too bad at all. I mean, it is a nice, pleasant experience compared to the sort of ridiculousness that you expect from some of the later difficulties. And there you go. So yeah, if you have been struggling with that mini-boss at all, there's one good combination, let me tell you what. Ah, yes, and with the change up to how legendary weapons work, that is actually going to be something to definitely go for, and something that I think that I can maybe achieve when it comes to bosses, getting a perfect boss fight and then getting a legendary weapon. 3 extra stats, especially at this point in time, is honestly a huge increase, an absolutely enormous, crazy increase comparatively. I mean, usually I would have so many more stats at this point, but, you know, I also am just starting out the game. I don't get stats from a lot of things that I would normally do so. That's also why something like Curse Chests are going to be a little bit important. Although I don't think I'm going to be able to get one until I get into the Stilt Village as of right now, because they're otherwise locked behind a bunch of cell doors. And yeah, boss cells not happening at this point in time. Eventually. Eventually. But, I mean, actually not even eventually, because it's not like I'm going to be continuing on with this save. Wow. Even, like, not building for brutality, I'm able to kill a runner with, like, a single hit there. Huh. Crazy. But yeah, it's just, it was something kind of funny when I saw the comment that was just like, I don't even know what's happening. This doesn't even look, I just started playing this game. This doesn't even look like the same game right now. And it's like, yeah, it really does change up a lot over time, doesn't it? Ooh. As much as I like that, I think I'm going to take this instead. And then, right, I can't sell stuff at this point. Which is why, you know, I wanted to do this. It is something of a tradition, but it has also been lately that I've just been focusing a lot on trying to go for the ultra super difficult everything going on here. Not really, you know, super relevant to the average player. And one of the things you gotta remember is that if you never played the game before, a lot of the stuff that I do, especially on 5-cell mode, is probably completely nonsense and bizarre. An unrecognizable game is a very good way to put that. I mean, my perspective is always like I remember back in the day when I had a Game Gear, one of the things that... Oh, this is not even going to be a challenge. One of the games I had was an Asterix and Obelix game. I do not know which one it was. Whatever one required you to drink potions to gain various abilities to solve puzzles. I don't know, at the time, I didn't even know about the comics, so that was not like a... Oh, by the way, there's how you get the customization rune. I didn't even know about the comics, so it's like... I thought it was just... I just assumed that it was a, original IP created for the video games. Even though at that time, I certainly wouldn't have known what an IP was. Anyway, this is all to say that, pretty much I had to stop playing the game eventually because I couldn't beat one of the bosses. One of the bosses was just far... I couldn't figure out what to do. It was like a log rolling contest, and... You know, you start out and you lose. You push to the side, you die. You can change the Obelix. He's a heavier guy, so he takes less... So he takes longer to push into the corner. Right, still can't sell stuff. But then he would die. And I just had to stop playing. Couldn't figure out what to do past that point. Years and years later, I came back and I realized all you had to do was you just had to spam the A button. You had to spam the A button. It's because mashing the A button at that point in time was not a video game concept that I had even been introduced to. It was a totally foreign idea to me that it's like, oh, you're just supposed to... Oh, get wrecked. You're just supposed to hit the A button over and over, and then you win. So that's one of those things you always got to keep in mind. It's like, even if you think it's like, well, this is a question that everybody knows and everybody has answered, that everybody has heard the answer to a million times. It's like, there's always going to be somebody that has no idea what's going on. Which is why I like occasionally doing the very simple, basic run, just to kind of ease in here. Even though, of course, in the way that I'm playing, it's going to be maybe not super relevant, but this build, like, if you are just starting out the game, this build is going great. And you know what? I don't actually need a second wolf trap. This could actually be a little bit of survivability that I could use later on that, like, having a second wolf trap isn't really going to be covering. It's because you get such a very nice, basic... You get a very nice basic synergy here with the Nutcracker and the wolf trap. You always get critical hits, and the critical hits are pretty alright. And if you're rushing through levels like I am, you're probably going to be hitting up the time doors. And there's a good chance with the few things that are actually unlocked right now that you will be coming up to a few powerful weapons here. Just remember, you really don't have to fight everything. Fighting everything is just an option. If you just want to get through the game, doesn't matter at all. You can actually just roll past stuff. Yeah, zombies do drop zombie loot. This isn't Death Road to Canada, where they explicitly say that they don't. But it's minimal. Like, what am I getting here? I got, like, 100 gold. I got 100 gold. I got 1,000 right now. If I had even one singular upgrade for... If I even had a singular upgrade to sell items right now, I would be getting far more money just from selling that one necklace that I left behind, or any of the other things I've been leaving behind, because I don't have that, I don't have the sell items skill just yet. It's an important one, certainly. Alright. Yeah, another good comparison for, like, things that people might not be aware of, that is just, like, normally would be a second nature type of deal, is like the classic strength puzzle. Talked about that a lot, pretty much anytime I'm doing any sort of Sokoban puzzlings. You know, I'm just gonna save right here. And actually, how many things do I need to unlock for the next 8 more items? Okay, well, never mind then. I'm gonna go for recycling. Strength puzzle, old Pokemon thing, wherein you would... It's just 3 rocks. 3 rocks in a line in front of each other, horizontally, not vertically. And it's like you can push them one space at a time, and you can't push them through each other. It's like all you gotta do is push the left one, right one, and then push the middle to the left or right, and that's literally it. However, it's just like, if you've never seen that puzzle before, that can be a very difficult one to solve. And I know that a lot of people way back in the day, that was exactly the case. Get stunned. This is also a very nice, yeah, okay. This is also a very nice combination with the cudgel here, just to be able to get a ton of stuns based on that as well. Yeah, the biggest thing with this guy is just kind of stay away from him for long enough. Go for the parry if you want, but it can be a little bit spooky because he will turn around and start doing a lot of damage. Okay. Okay, there we go. Yep, just get in there, get some cheap hits, and then don't worry about it. But like I said, he will turn around quite quickly and start hitting you. I'm just gonna wait until he gets into the next thing. Okay, let's go. Perfect fight. And one more tiny pathetic leap, and he's done. Oh yeah, I forgot that you do actually get that there. And time rune for whatever it's worth. We're not going to be doing daily runs on this one, trust me. And cool. Unfortunately, I cannot sell any of this. Although, stunned, frozen, or immobilized. If it was stunned, slowed, frozen, and immobilized, that would be one thing, but... You know, it's going to break him out of the freezing just literally the second that I actually hit him, so... That's when the freezing could be useful, but otherwise it's just... It ain't worth it. Juice ain't worth squeeze here. And then, yes. Come on, give me something good. This is... Yeah, this is actually very good. Oh my. And also, right, you only get the 3 stats in the later levels. 3 boss cells and above. But 1 stat on an item, and honestly, it's like doing more damage than just about anything else. It's scaling with survival. Poisons the enemy is a real fantastic affix. If I get 100% on poison for my Nutcracker, that's just an enormous amount of extra damage. Oh, this is a quite good get. And yes, no. Look, as useful as upgrading the forge is, I really think that you'll want to start to upgrade a ton of like your basic bread and butter upgrades here before you start going for forge upgrades. It's nice. It is in no way essential. And I would honestly really suggest, like, hold off on that until you're getting multiple boss cells, i.e. beating the game multiple times. Although, really, it's like at the same time, if you kind of need that, if you think you need the extra stats, the extra power, it's definitely fairly useful, I would like to say. Alright. A lot of things can be countered just by running fast enough, after all. It's not ineffective in this game. Like, you don't need to fight anything. And once you get used to how enemies work in this game, it's like fighting things can actually be, like, actively detrimental in a lot of ways. Just gives you more opportunities to get hit and more opportunities to, you know, lose a lot of health. That's the exact... Those 2 things that I said are the exact same, but you understand what I actually mean by it, after all. By the way, that Asterix and Obelix game, very good. I had a lot of fun with that, even though I had no idea. I was not... It was a game that was actually surprisingly good quality for being, you know, a cash-in franchise game. I mean, you got that sometimes a little bit early in the day, wherein... that was terrible. A lot of terrible things happening here because I'm just, like, fumbling around like crazy. Anyway, yeah, that was back when, like, franchise games could actually be decent, it seems like. Because there was a certain point, it feels like, with, Stop that. There was a certain point, it felt like, with games where, like, licensed games just became kind of bad. Oh, I can actually sell stuff now. I forgot. I did get that upgrade. Now I'm gonna have to remember that. Now, dealing with... Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I survived, but still, that was a little bit scary. Yeah, licensed games. Usually not the best. Usually not very good quality. I mean, I think that, like, shovelware, especially in the PlayStation era, is really what, kind of screwed up the perception of that. But it did used to be back in the day that you got some good stuff. Even though, again, I was not familiar with the actual, like, stuff that inspired that in the first place. I mean, from what I understand, the comics are very good, but, like, I don't know. How would I... Oh! It hit the thing that was hidden in the ground. Ah, crap. Okay, that's actually totally fine. Ugh. Really should stop playing with fire here. Being cursed is, no joke, like to buy the World of Token. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it could also be one of those games that's like I come back like a million years later now, and I realize that, oh, wait, no, this was actually a very bad game. I mean, I don't really know how... Nostalgia is something that I don't really... Nice. Nostalgia is something that I don't really traffic in all that much, to be perfectly honest. I mean, for example, Brainlord, a game that I did not know anything about going in and decided to play anyway, and I can't really imagine that there's a lot of people that are huge fans of that thing. Oh, right. I gotta have an event in here before I get a cutscene. Maybe at some point in time I should go revisit that game, kind of check out what's going on. I miss the original sprite for this guy, when he was wearing a dress or something. So much simpler. Anyway, yeah. Doesn't even matter. This is... downward smash? Oil? Burning? Sure. You know, that's fine. I think that that's a good, a fairly good take, all things considered. And it shouldn't even matter as much as far as getting damage goes, because I'm going to be almost immediately healing it up with almost a percentage healed every time I kill an enemy. And killing enemies, 0 cell mode, baby. It's fairly comparatively easy. I'm not gonna say it's real easy. I don't want to be too cocky right now, after all. Pride begets a fall and all that. But you know, there's a... Hey, I mean, I think that to a certain extent I could play a heelish type of character. Oh, right, dead inside, I forgot. I could play a heelish type of character, and I just don't want to project that sort of image onto the channel. I'm just saying that if you wanted to cast me in a movie, I would definitely take, like, the snooty guy who, you know, like, is so much better than the main character until the very end when the main character beats him. Like, you know, give me, like, a little bit of, yes, how quaint. Or, oh, I've never heard of that school of study. How about, yes, I suppose that's one way to do it. Of course, I know that if I was gonna ever get cast in anything, I would be a man who is too busy putting away boxes in a warehouse to talk to the police. You know, hey, Jimmy, oh yeah, he's a good boy, always came in on time, real hard worker. What'd you say happened to him? Oh no, he's dead. Oh, that's terrible. Because it's like, I have actually done those sort of jobs. I have done a lot of warehouse jobs. I don't know if I would ever be so busy that I couldn't talk to the police, but you know, it's really just a hop skip there until you start to get to that point. Like, hey, I gotta get these boxes on the shelves. I can't just talk about how Jimmy died right now. So yeah, anybody that's running CSI, if that's even still on the air, call me up. Or cast me as the dean in a college movie. I'm sure there's like a remake of Animal House coming out at some point in time, right? There's gotta be. That's one of those they would never leave it alone type of things. Heavy crossbow, assault shield are really the only survival stuff that I have going on here. Does not matter at all. Do not need those things in any way. You, however, I do need. Yes, clandestine forge. I mean, how would I tell anybody anything anyway? It's not like I have a face. Yoink and yoink. Quite nice. Poison is what I'd like to get, because I do actually have a source of poison, like, shockingly enough. It's crazy to even think about it, but here we are. You know, it's also something I haven't played with the OG character skin in quite some time, have I? It's a little bit interesting to see this. You know, the classic shinobi type of scarf and blue skin and everything. And then it's going to immediately go back in storage as I have all of my stuff unlocked again and start dressing myself up like a clown over and over. I do like dressing myself up. That is a fun thing in games for me. If I ever get the chance, I will be switching out outfits. I mean, just look at any episode of Secrets of Grindia that I did, where every episode I switched up to some other new thing until the game stopped having content. Come on, make more content already. I want to do Lost Ark. It sounds like it's going to be fun. Alright, so what are we looking at? 12,000 health right now? That's, of course, with, do I want to? Yes. But, yeah, it sounds like fun. Sounds like I'd have a good time here. I'm just saying. Yep. That's great. That's like a... I mean, one of the nice things about opening up curse chests is that they do, in fact, contain items that have stats on them. It's a nice, easy, quick way to get said stats when you otherwise do not have the... Come on. You know what? I'm just going to let... Why did I even think that was going to work? It didn't work last time. Why would I work this time? There. But yes, it's an easy way to get stats before you have forge upgrades. That's the important thing here. Sure. Whatever, man. It's all good in the parenthood. And with 5 left, come on. Just, like, literal pennies on the dollar. Where I just need, like, a couple more enemies here. I am a little bit hesitant to really run in there, even though I'm fairly certain I'm going to be okay. Slow weapons are not the best to take out very fast enemies, like especially like these guys, after all, and without getting hit yourself. And normally it's like, who cares if I get hit, because like you see in this run that I got going on here, but when I'm cursed, it obviously makes all the difference. The heart, the YOLO mutation, does not protect you against curses. Something very important to remember, certainly. You know, I don't have that forge upgrade that allows me to upgrade things twice, so I might be able to get like a S rank of the cudgel though, which I wouldn't be opposed to. Although I might want to re-roll to try to get like 100% on poison instead, just because that is that would be a very nice combination compared to everything else. Although really on zero cell mode, probably going to be coming up against the boss damage cap, which I think is 5% per hit, and then for the timekeeper 3%. I don't even care. They'll take the hit. It's not like I'm even. Do I want to? Yeah, sure. It's not like I'm even going for the kill door at this point in time anyway. That said, you know, for a literal first run in the save file here, having nearly 20 survival is a lot. One of the other reasons why I would definitely suggest taking survival is because you can get hit a lot, and it's not going to even cause a scratch. And you can also have dead inside without like having just about any difficulty dealing with it, you know, from the lack of food healing, because you got necromancy. And when it comes to getting colorless weapons, you're actually very likely to get a colorless weapon like an infantry grenade because there's so few things unlocked. This is a good starting combination, I think. It's gonna take a little bit of getting used to, especially with how slow this weapon is, but Wolf Trap goes a long way in helping you out with that. Not only does it give you constant criticals, it also makes sure that you are consistently, like, making enemies can't attack you if they're facing away from you. Some of them, like shockers, can, but those are few and far between examples. So it's like there's a lot of good stuff here, and when you are stacking up, and like, yeah, getting survival, you can stack up a ton of health on top of that. So you're not going full glass cannon or anything like that. There's a lot of things to be said about how good this build is. Extremely highly recommended. I am just breezing through this game right now. I mean, of course, yes, I have like 1,200 hours in the game, but still. It's like, you seen the 5-cell mode sometimes? This game ain't easy. At least on higher cell difficulties. On lower cell difficulties, it's like, it's not too bad. When you get about to the point of, what, 2 boss cells or so, that's when it starts getting real tough. That's like when, you know, things stop being whatever and start getting real, whatever the real world slogan was back in the day, because I do not remember. And that's, but like until now, even now though, the game's still fairly difficult. It's only because I played it so much I'm breezing through it, but yeah. I don't know, let's get out of that conversational roundabout and get back on with the game here. I'm one-shotting like every enemy, by the way. Even with the infantry grenade, which can do some pretty good damage, but usually you need to like really synergize it up to have that happen. So it's just quite nice to be able to experience this now. Yeah, you do get a pretty big area to hit stuff with when it comes to... You do get a pretty big area to hit stuff with when it comes to the Nutcracker too. I mean, the big overhead swing is... There's 20. The big overhead swing is nothing to be trifled with. Not that I want trifle with it anyway. Trifles are delicious, delicious desserts. I would not want to put it on like a weapon unless that weapon was a knife to cut it up so that I could eat it. Terrible. Anyway, let's just get out of here and go fight the boss. I do not foresee difficulty. It's interesting that the infection level, it still talks about infection level in the mutations, even though that is, like, if you just started the game, that is so hugely far off. You are not going to need to worry about that at all. I suppose there's the mini-bosses in the castle, but that's it. It's not common. Anyway. Let's just get in here. The recycling too, I guess. Like, heavy crossbow's okay, but I don't know. I think I got a good combination going here. I'm not going to screw that one up just yet. How many more do I need for you? 6 more items? That's so many. I guess I can go for the gold reserves just because. Whatever. I'll just keep the cells that I got for right now, and... Oh, no, I guess I can't actually upgrade this at all. Well, I'm gonna go for this. Nope. Yes. And... Nope. You know, okay. With the extra point of survival there and everything, there's a case to be made as to why that would be important. Certainly. Like, the extra point of survival is maybe better than 100% on poison, is what I'm saying. Because of how, you know, the whole scaling thing works, it can be pretty huge over... Yeah, whatever, I don't even care about perfect fight at this point. I just want to do fast fight. Aw, come on! 1 hit left. Well, fine. Watch this. Good stuff. Don't believe me, just watch. I mean, Timekeeper got ice shards, which, that... If it was survival scaling, maybe, but, no. Yeah, if this was an earlier update, that would be an extremely important blueprint to get, but as it is, not so much at this point. Which is unfortunate, but, you know, what are you gonna do? What are you going to do? 5 for unlocking Blood Sword? Sure. Just so I can start to get the flask here is what I want. And everything else is too much, so let's go for gold reserves, I guess. Yeah, it seems fairly unlikely that I'm going to actually get to the whole point of, like, not requiring a... Or getting a third potion charge is what I was trying to say. Alright, as it is, still working out pretty good. Starts to get a lot harder to maneuver your way around enemies in here, but it's still not terrible. I do think that if you're not working with a infantry grenade like I am, or if you don't want to use a wolf trap, just not your style, not the image and the style that you're used to, then something like the tonic, I think, would be actually a very good choice instead. Just because tonic, it does increase your survivability, it gives you a little bit of damage reduction, it gives you a lot bit of healing. Especially if you get the affix that gives you, like, 15% healed on top of everything else you're doing. Yep. High stat, 0 cell mode. It's, you know, it is interesting that it's like, this is... I would have said that getting, like, the combination of maybe an ice grenade and a wolf trap, as well as the assassin's dagger, which I forgot to get the blueprint of. I do realize that. It's right at the very start of the promenade. You just literally go above the place that you spawn. It's like that was originally the combination that I would always tell people to use. This is going so well that I think that I'm going to change up to this. Because it also gives you survival, so you can take so much more hits, which is important. Survival plus colorless weapons is just absolutely fantastic. God, I mean, I've extolled the virtues of everything that we've been looking at so far, but it's hard to overstate just how good this run is going. It's crazy, man. Like I said, you do have to kind of get used to this weapon being slow. And that is a big kicker, I will admit. But it's like necromancy plus the huge amount of survival plus dead inside. This mutation selection is also just really, thank you. It is also just really amazing as far as survivability. I mean, there are so many things that prevent me from dying right now. It's honestly really great. And just the Nutcracker being, yeah, screw it, let's go. And just the Nutcracker being improved so much is, I'm really impressed. All right, well, let's finish up the first run. I do not foresee this being any problem at all. Like, not even a little bit. Like, I think I'm gonna crush this fight. Yeah, and just keep whatever I got right now. I might be able to switch out to something else, but whatever, it doesn't even matter. Right, new game. Doing good. Oh, yes, new game save file, that's right. Still got that stuff going on. Yep. So again, if you're looking for a good combo, look no further than this run. Ah, still got me anyway. And there you go. Okay. I'm not even going to worry about the thing over there for the time being. Come on, hit me. Oh, no, he's going to do this. I was hoping for the stun there, but... Okay, yeah, the Hand of the King does not like staying in the wolf trap. Not that that really made all that much of a difference in the first place. It's like you can still... I'm still telling you. I didn't... It's like, did you see how much damage I took there just in general? It's like, no, you'd be fine. You would be absolutely, totally okay here. Like, no problem at all. And also, there's that fantastic symmetrical lance. Everybody's favorite. Bam. And bam. Hey, you don't actually break these when you land on them as blob form. Whee! There's a 5-cell door. Alright, and that is it. Great run. Would highly recommend that build.